Hello, welcome to the Femafricmaths channel. And today we are very excited about our interview and the fact that this is our first recorded interview via Zoom. And it's because of COVID that we no longer have to be in the same physical space to interview someone. We can interview people from far and wide. And this guest is from miles away that we are very privileged to be interviewing. So welcome to our channel, Eugenia, and we would like you to start by introducing yourself, your name, where you're from, and your journey through statistics. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eugenia Arthur. I'm from Ghana. So in Ghana, I'm from the Bono region. Now things have changed, so I'm from the Bono region. So I started school like any Ghanaian child. That going through school, my dad is an engineer and he loved math. And so sometimes when I came back from school, he would sit down with me and we would go through problems. I remember I used to go through classes, and when I come back, my dad would kind of sit down with me and we'll go through some third problems and all that. And so, yeah, like that is kind of like my background where I started math from. But yeah, currently I'm a PhD student in one of the best universities you can find in the world, which is Bowling Green State University in Ohio, in the United States.
Wow.
So
PhD in statistics, right?
In mathematical statistics. Yes.
Okay. Wow, interesting. So you made mention of your dad, right? So that will lead us to our next question. Who do you think motivated you to do mathematical statistics? It's not something which is very common, not just in Ghana or Africa, but even across the world. Like, what was your motivation for doing a PhD? PhD is
big deal, right?
It's a very bold decision. So what motivated you? Was it someone? Was it an experience? Or what is it that inspired you to do this?
So when I was in high school,
Which high school?
Kumasi Wesley Girls Senior High School.
Okay.
Yes, one of the very best in Ghana as well.
Okay.
So I went to Kumasi Wesley Girls Senior High School. I was a science student.
Okay.
And like any science students in Ghana, most often we want to become medical students or pharmacists and all that. Yeah. And actually, when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to be. A lot of people thought, oh, Eugenia, you're good. You can be anything. But I was like, whenever I sat down to think about my life, I'm like, I don't know what I want to be. So I remember I won an award, and they gave me a book, and it was a statistical book. And that award was for like best elective math student. And shout out to my elective math tutor in high school. His name was Robert Etiahene. That man really encouraged me. So he virtually, like, that book was given to me, and it was a mathematical statistics book. I still have it even today. Wow. I look at the book and I'm like, okay, statistics, what is this? What is it about? What is it about at all? So I started reading on it. So when it came to selection of schools, the dream is pharmacy, medicine. So my first choice was actually pharmacy. I wanted to be a pharmacist because I'm a yes. I selected at KNUST, and I also applied to University of Ghana, but I didn't hear from any of those schools. And not that I didn't have a good grade. I did well in my WASI, but So when I got that book, I started reading about statistics. And in truth, even though I was a science student and I loved all the courses or the courses that I was taking then, mathematics was something that was just like I was just inclined towards. I just kind of was intrigued by it. So when I was in high school, I used to gather people, sit by them, and like who would solve mathematical problems and all that. And I went through that route, and KNUST gave me statistics.
They gave you didn't choose it.
I selected it. Yeah, I selected.
So they give it to you.
I selected my statistics as my second choice. Yes,
exactly.
And just as I'm being honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I felt like even if pharmacy was something like the dream, but statistics was like something that I knew out. Like it's not math; it's an application of math, and I'm intrigued by any application of math, like from computer science. But I felt like, okay, this is something that like I can do. You understand? So I selected statistics as my second choice, and KUST, and I am grateful for that.
Exactly.
I am very grateful for that. I feel like it happened for good, because when I entered into the program, there were challenges, yes. I had to study, yes, but I was at ease. Yeah. Chemistry always put me on edge, but with math, I was very much at ease to take that course. Yeah. So that was like my journey into it. Initially, it was something like I was just doing it because it came easy to me. But I started noticing that there were so many benefits from just knowing math, because statistics is an application of math, and if you want to go to the higher level, you need to know the foundation, which is math. Going through that process, I see how math has transformed even my way of life, how I think about things. Now I don't do anything just because I want to do. But so from undergrad, as I went up, I did good with my grades, and so I heard that you can do your masters. You can do your masters outside, and you can get scholarships to do it. And when I was in Ghana, I really didn't know that. With the Ghana system, if you want to do masters, you have to pay out of pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I felt like I didn't want my parents to pay for my fees any longer. I needed to do something, and so I started applying to schools outside Ghana. And even the exposure it gave me was very exciting to me. So I wrote the GRE.
Okay. Was it the subject test or the general one?
No, I wrote the general test.
General, okay.
I got some funding in my school, and I came here, and it has been eye-opening, has been exciting. Yeah. And so after my master's in statistics, with the application of things that I saw, I knew that I wanted to teach. Teach math. And so I knew that if I wanted to teach math at the college level,
you needed a PhD.
I needed a PhD.
At least.
And so that is
least,
like
at least
the PhD.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still teach at the college level with a master's, but I felt like I needed more information. I needed to do research, more papers, and all that.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's why I'm doing a PhD now.
Wow, interesting. Yeah. So so one thing I like about this interview is that you came from the Ghanaian educational system and you went into the US educational system. I think you are the first person who has the first guest of ours who has that experience. So what challenges did you encounter looking at both educational systems, and how did you overcome them? Which is because we want the young ones watching us to prepare very well. If it's a skill they can acquire before they come to the US, they can spend this time acquiring those. So what were the challenges you faced moving from the Ghanaian educational system to the US system, and how did you overcome that?
Okay, so
a tough one. All
I anticipated it, so I have some idea what to say. So, one thing I noticed when I got here is that virtually every week you have an assignment.
Okay.
Like you have something that you have to do. Okay. And it's not just for one course, it's for all the courses. Okay. In Ghana, we have a large class size. When I was in undergrad, we had a large class size. Our class was like about 70, above 70. And with a class like that, it's really difficult for professors to always give you assignments and all that. But here, even the undergrad class that I currently teach, they are just like 30. And so if you give them assignments, and most of them it's online, so sometimes it's even graded online before you the professor even sees that. So it's not a challenge, but like something that I noticed was that like you have so many assignments.
In the positive, was it good you had more assignments, or
with math, you get better at practicing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so having that, I mean, in Ghana, someone can consciously say, okay, this week I'm going to give myself an assignment and work through it. But to have a professor let you do it, that this is big deal. You have to always be on the run.
Yeah.
And so that is one thing that I noticed. Another thing that I noticed is the diversity here.
Okay.
So I'm in class with Chinese, Indians, people from Russia, and that is what is beautiful about learning. You see that even though we are from different backgrounds, all of us were virtually studying the same thing in our different backgrounds. And so I know some people say, oh, maybe Ghanaian educational system is not that good. But when I come here, I'm in competition with these people, and we are at par. Like in a way, we are at par. I mean, sometimes you have catching up. They also have catching up to do. Okay. There are some things that probably I know and I understand better than they do.
They do. Okay.
And so, like, just getting to see that even internationally, you're also on a level with. So, and the diversity, the fact that you can speak to them like if you don't understand something, they can teach you. If they don't understand something, they can come to you and you can jaw to jaw on those things. It's really interesting and exciting. Like, it's just, I remember one time a professor mentioned a concept. Is it in Ghana we have the almighty formula, you have the super, like those kind of terminologies. They have a different term. They mention it and you're like,
okay.
I don't think my teacher, I don't think my teacher taught me. And person writes are like, that was what you were talking about, So like those differences. And another difference that I noticed was that here, and I've not been into the graduate studies in Ghana, but here we are exposed to so many software.
Okay.
Right. So SAS, Python.
So focus on skills too, in addition to the
and courses. Virtually every class you have a project that you do. So after the course, you have something applied part of it.
Yeah.
I'm not. Last night when I was going through some of your videos, I noticed that you also have that. Like with the Ghana graduate level educational system.
At Ames Ghana, at least we have that. That's what we do.
Okay, so
interesting.
What I always tell my friends is that don't trash Ghana educational system. Like, we don't learn anything here. Like I see a lot of people compare it. It's like, if you're in the US, you would have done this differently. I feel like even that process, like going through that process, it's good for you. It's still good because there are people in other countries that they don't have the things that you have. Yeah. All right. They still don't have those things. So
interesting.
Okay.
So, you are doing a PhD in mathematical statistics, right?
Yes, I am.
How are you going to change our society with it? Okay, so very often when you hear that someone is doing a PhD, especially in mathematics, okay, you are doing mathematical statistics, that's quite applied, right? So what do you actually want to do with it? Do you want to work in industry? Do you want to teach? Or what kind of research do you want to do that's we can benefit from as Ghanaians and as Africans and as a world?
Okay, so I am passionate about teaching and mentoring.
Okay.
So I want to be in the academic field, teaching and doing research.
Okay, so as a lecturer, so you'll be a professor at the university.
Yes, I want to be a professor in the university. And I noticed with this whole COVID, you see how statistics is so important. Exactly. Everybody's trying to interpret something. And throughout my life, I've seen the impact of teachers in my life.
Oh yeah.
It's
you mentioned your math teacher.
Yeah. And that is not just that person. I remember the real motivation when I was writing my statement of purpose. The real motivation that I wanted to do higher studies in statistics was that I saw one professor, the only female professor of mathematics in
at Kwame.
Yes, was Professor Adibanchi. She was such an encouragement. Like looking at her from afar, she taught me some courses, and like I was just encouraged because my class, I think we were about 15 students in my undergrad class. The women that were in my class, we had 70 students, over 70 students. And when people see me and ask me, why are you doing math? You should do another course. You should do nursing. Will you even get a job with math? Like, will you get a job with this program that you're doing? And I see her, and I see the applications. You know that Ghana Statistical Service, we've had 2 women being like the head of that. Exactly. I know Miss Philomena.
Those Grace.
Grace. We have Grace, and we have Philomena too. Those 2 women, I've forgotten their surnames, but those 2. So when I saw that, I knew that yes, I can do something, and
you can also inspire.
Yes, younger people to take it. And there are so many things that you can do with statistics or mathematics. You can be in any field, because mathematics is like the basis of life. Everything that needs a build up from mathematics, you know. So
Wow. You mentioned the role of mentors in shaping you, your mentors in terms of your parents, mentors in terms of your teachers, right? So are you involved in any extracurricular activities in terms of mentoring, or what are you doing to impacting the younger ones with your?
Okay, so in my current school, I was part of a mentoring program.
Your school?
So Bowling Green State University. Yeah. And what we do, what that mentoring program was that for new teaching associates, that is what we call them, like graduate teaching associates, we teach, not teach them, but we mentor them into how to teach in the college level. All right. And so we go and observe their classes. We give them feedback on their teaching and how they relate with their students, and how to use technology for the class, like any issues. I mean, sometimes you have mentees coming to you asking you about like some courses or some stuff like that. And so the fact that you are also a graduate and a kind of experienced graduate student, speaking to another graduate student on some of these things helps, because they know that it's not out of judgment. They know that it's not like you are trying to grade them or anything. Like, we are just there to help them.
And you experienced it, right?
Yes. I taught. I had a mentor, and she was excellent. Her name is Yi-Chin Lee. She was Yi-Chin Lee. She was a PhD student at that time, and that time I was a master's student, and she was my mentor. And so after that, I also went through the mentoring program.
Right.
Yes. Just that there are official recordings for statistical analysis and all that. So and the lady, the professor pioneering that is actually called Dr. Kim Rogers. She has a grant for that, and so that is something she does. And so we signed up for it.
So mentors play a very the mentoring relationship plays a very key role in your career, and which is one reason we do this. We want to put mentors like you out there so that young ones will see you, and those who want to contact you personally for such relationships could do.
And let me give shout out.
Sure.
Shout out to my supervisor in Ken University. His name is Dr. S.K. Apia. I still call him to this day. He's another source of encouragement to me.
So you are from Bono, right?
You
know, in this COVID time, there are a lot of challenges with online teaching and all that. So, and there are young girls out there who aspire to do great things like you have done, right? What would you have told the younger Eugenia? What encouragement would you have given to yourself? What would you yeah, how would you inspire them to dream beyond their surrounding, right? Because, okay, personally, I didn't have a professor in my childhood that I looked up to, right? It was later on at the university, like you said, I saw one. But what would you tell them about dreaming beyond their surrounding? What would you tell them to inspire them that in spite of they not seeing things around them, they can dream to be whoever they can dream to be in the classroom with international students and still displaying the mathematics that they are doing. They can dream to be anything. So what message will you give to them?
Okay, so right now I hear I have to speak to my younger self, and I have to speak to younger people right now.
Yeah, so let's do young.
Okay, so younger people in general.
And even yourself,
okay. I will just tell you that take a day at a time. Okay, take a day at a time. And another thing I'll tell her or tell them is that life, if you want to make it in life, you have to make your decision to make it in life. I know a lot of people are motivated by and pushed by their parents, and that is good. I don't negate that. But your life is yours, because when you grow up, it is you that is going to have to deal with all the bills. It is you that have to deal with life. So life is yours. And so if you are going to school, make sure you are serious about it. If you are going into a trade, make sure you are serious about it, because the life that you're living is yours to take. Another thing I would tell them in terms of mathematics is this, that I know mathematics can be challenging, but mathematics is practice and familiarity. The more you are familiar with what you are doing, the better your chances of doing it the next time. I mean, you are a doctor in mathematics, so you would understand that. I have a little sister in high school. She's in KNUST High School now. And sometimes she calls me and she's crying that math is beating her down. And I always tell her this: if you are studying and you don't understand it, give yourself a break. And when I say a break, I don't mean that you should just leave it and never come back to it. Give yourself a break. Go relax a little bit and come back to it. Even if you don't get it, come back to it and try it again. It's practice. Math is practice. Keep practicing on it. And if you don't get it, ask someone. Don't feel like nobody can. Sometimes the person might not be able to send you through the whole thing, but can give you an input that could help you. So that is what I'll tell my younger self.
So it reminds me. It reminds me of one interview we had with one professor from the US, and she said math is hard, right? But when you encounter challenges, don't suffer in silence, right? You should seek help. You should seek help from people who will support you. That's something that's for me has been evident. I've not always found math to be easy, but it's important to seek help from people, and they will help you. They will enlighten you on things. Wow. I'm so excited about this, and thanks so much, Eugenia. I know it's been very welcome, and we would be happy to share your story with the world. And thanks for coming on our channel, and we wish you all the best. We are looking forward to celebrating your future successes. So don't hesitate to share them with us. And thanks for coming.
Bye. You're welcome. Bye.